Hi, Elisa George from Centerworks.com with today's Pilates fitness tip. I'm not sure that today's Pilates fitness tip is actually a Pilates tip, but I've had a couple of requests for some additional exercises for things that we don't normally work, and somebody requested some hand exercises. And I think hand exercises are really a great thing because we don't do a lot with our hands other than claw them shut or type on our keyboards, but we don't do a lot of things to actually stretch and help open our hands. So I've got a few suggestions for you on things to do to help keep your hands and your fingers as free, mobile, and loose as possible so that you can avoid joint pain and problems in your hands. I like to think about the hands quite as much as I think about my toes. Our hands and our feet should do very similar things with the option of the thumb has a little bit more movement, but you should be able to spread your fingers wide and bring them together and get your hands to move a lot. So just opening and closing your hands as wide as possible, focusing on the opening part more than the closing part, because we know they'll close. It's the opening stretch that we want to get. You can do this down in front of you, you can do it down, you could do it out to the sides or behind you a little bit to get a little bit more of a stretch all the way through the arm and the hand in this position. So this is a really nice exercise for your hands and your arms. Taking your hands to a praying position in front of you and then leaving the fingers together and moving the heels of the hands away helps to stretch out the muscles underneath those fingers where we get tight because we really keep our hands close together so much. So how far away can you take your wrists and leave all your fingers together? Now in this position, if I'm thinking Pilates, I still want your bellies up and in. I want your shoulders down and really nice good posture here while you're stretching your fingers. And then relax and give them a little break. A lot of times when I'm sitting around talking to a friend or eating lunch or doing something where I don't have to have my hands physically doing something, I just start taking my fingers and one by one I'll bend them back and hold. And I support at the knuckle joint, right up at the top of the knuckle, and then I use the rest of my fingers to help bend those fingers back to give them an individual stretch. So when we did the prayer stretch, we were stretching them all at the same time. And this time I'm stretching them as unique individuals. And we don't do a lot that takes our hand this way normally. So those muscles do get very, very tight. And this is a great stretch to help open up underneath those fingers. And relax and shake them out. So there are my 3 little hand exercises for you today. Opening and closing the hands. You might take them behind you for a little bit bigger stretch. Going into a prayer position and then keeping the fingers together and taking the heels of the hands away with the belly up and the shoulders down. And then individually stretching each one of those fingers in a backwards position to undo what we do so much when we're closing our hand tight. Hope this helps your hands feel better. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.